The Travel Show with Glenn Wheeler.
G'day, Callum.
Good morning, Luke and Glenn.
Yeah, g'day. Tell us, just talk us through this, mate, because, and I'm going to take the liberty of saying that probably a lot of people, certainly my co-host here, Luke Grant, and I, we're not probably the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to technology in understanding this sort of stuff. So I'll take the liberty of saying that probably a lot of listeners will just need to be stepped through this. Explain it. What does it do? What is it all about?
Yeah, certainly. So it's all about, instead of just putting a normal identification kind of label on your personal items, whether it be your luggage or your camera or anything that you take travelling with you, it's about putting a code on there which can then be scanned by any smartphone around the world. So the idea being that if you lose something at any stage or you leave it somewhere, anyone with a smartphone anywhere around the world can simply scan it and then pull up information that you've already provided. So instead of just finding a bag which has your name and your home address on it, which for someone in, the middle of Rome probably is not going to go into too much effort to try and return that to you. The idea is that they can just simply scan it with their smartphone, any smartphone, and with that pull up the information which you've put on there, which could be the hotel that you're staying at or what tour company you're currently with. And so even as you go about your holiday, you can update that page with the information relevant to wherever you are at the moment. So if you do lose anything at any stage, the person who finds it can easily get in contact with you and find you wherever you happen to be without having to call an Australian phone number or see an Australian postal address, which isn't going to help anyone while you're travelling. Which
is a really good idea because you're right. Most of us, when we fill in an identification tag on a piece of luggage, you put your home number, you put, country codes or area codes. We don't even put country codes sometimes. We might just put, a Sydney number, which is useless if we're in the middle of Italy and that bag goes missing. And you make a very good point, too, that if your bag has gone missing in, some European city or wherever you might be in the States, doesn't matter. It's someone who finds it is going to come up against a brick wall pretty quickly unless there's something there that's going to suggest to them that I am a tourist in their part of the world.
Exactly. And even with that, and being a tourist in their part of the world, otherwise they wouldn't know where you are. But also with this, as soon as you know that you've lost something, you can actually update that page again to make sure that it is, completely relevant, to the point where you could say, I'm wearing a blue jumper and having lunch at this place here. So if someone were to scan it, they could actually go to the restaurant that you happen to be having lunch at, know kind of what you look like, and might be able to get back to you straight away or like that. So it's really try to make it a lot easier for people who are travelling, and in fact not just even travelling, wherever you are, in order to get items, lost items, back to the people to the owners of those items.
It's outstanding. A couple of questions. First one is this. To what extent are you limited with what you can input to have that code reveal about you?
Yeah, you can put in as much or as little as you like. So you could actually use these codes and just put your name and your Sydney-based phone number.
You could put your blood type on it, for example?
Exactly. So you could put as much information on it. You could say exactly where you're going, what hotel you'll be staying in. And you can actually plan it so on there you've got your entire trip planned, so you don't have to keep updating as you go.
Wow.
If you know that you're going to be somewhere for a week and then somewhere else for a few days.
And the code itself, the code itself, who designs that? What's the country of origin of that code, and how has it ended up in your hands used for this?
Yeah, so the codes that we're using are largely QR, so quick response and NFC style codes, which are readable by nearly all smartphones with a camera, so that most smartphones can read QR codes, and a lot of Android devices can read the NFC codes as well.
Right.
And these codes are global codes used all around the world, and the ones that we're using are really just targeting, linking them to an ID page hosted by identibank. So we're hosting it to make sure that the page, when someone scans it, no matter what country you're in, you can still get to that same information. So what we're doing is really hosting that information and making it super easy for people to be able to update that as they're travelling.
And is it expensive to have?
No, less than $10 for any of the codes, and they're available both in kind of tags that you kind of affix on like a normal luggage sort of code, but as well as iron-on sort of codes. So if often you're taking jumpers off, jackets off, or scarves off, you can actually put an iron-on code on those sort of products as well, which is useful both while travelling as well as probably in the schoolyard with jumpers and school uniforms as well.
Hang on, hold that thought. I'm missing something here, and this is just proving beyond any shadow of a doubt that I'm not a
You're
smart.
missing your glasses, is what you're missing.
How, if I've got 5 pieces of luggage and I want to put one of these on each piece of luggage, and I also want to put it on my camera and my hand carry-on, I'm going to need about 15 of these. How do I get 15 that have all got exactly the same code?
Yeah. So when you sign up and you register, so you can buy these codes or order them online, and then with the information that you get, you create an account online. It's very simple. My mother can do it, so that says something about that.
Hey, stop bagging your mum. Not on our show, pal.
Sorry, guys.
You got a fantastic mother, Callum.
Yeah, I love his mother.
She's great.
Who is she?
Who is she?
I don't know.
She's able to use this program to create codes because you have the code itself. You simply scan it and then you put in the information, and then you can just copy and paste that to as many codes as you need. And then you can keep them all updated and in sync, so you can just change one and it'll filter through to all the other ones as well. Okay.
All right, I think I kind of get it, but certainly from the concept of what it's all about, it makes a lot of sense.
Mate,
yeah, a lot
right.
of sense.
Yeah.
When will these be available commercially?
Yeah, so already available online at identibank.com, and will be in stores very soon, actually. So we're in final stages, just trying to get them into stores.
Okay,
great.
So I can certainly pass information on to you as soon as we know when they will be in stores.
Good on you, mate. Many thanks for that. Callum Forbes, identibank.com is the website. Check it out. It's a fabulous bit of technology.